All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to what will be the final game of the 2022 Illinois tournament. We've got Derek as the U.S. facing off against Frank as the USSR, and these two will be battling it out for second place in the tournament. I'm Jeremy Anders, and I'm joined by Matt Dominski here. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. So we are seeing Frank's perspective here, and Frank has a couple of great headlines in his hand, Matt, with Vietnam and
Mm,
Sock Govs.
Yeah. Yeah,
Derek,
both are great.
yeah, Derek, if you saw in the chat there, he's referencing that he has not been on a good streak here lately. I think anyone watching this can certainly empathize with that. So Derek's looking to see his luck change tonight.
And actually, with defectors in his hand, he could go with the Gaulle as well.
Oh, that's true. With the De Gaulle and duck and cover combo is always fun. I actually like that a lot. You could do De Gaulle, and then you could duck to take France and then gain presence in Syria.
Yeah.
Looks like
Now, Sock Govs on Italy with a coup is always. Oh, he's going to Vietnam. All right.
it's going
Oh,
Vietnam.
Red
Go
Scare
ahead.
hurts.
It does, but he will be able to protect Vietnam by cooing Iran. That's the other way you could have done this, and I think this is also strong. Um,
Yeah, except that role.
that role doesn't help, and the purge saves Derek an influence in Iran.
Yeah. So if you're Derek, do you drop DEFCON here?
Yeah, no, I think you definitely want to establish presence in the Middle East again, and yeah, this is great.
Oh. Yeah. Give some multiple threats there.
Yeah, and basically what it does is it just basically gave him Western Asia, because Frank obviously has to respond and take Thailand there.
Yeah,
With
that's
DEFCON
correct.
at
Yeah.
3.
We'll see how much Derek pushes into Western Asia right now, if he has the IP war or not.
I think we'll see one India here. If you're Derek, you definitely want to get into France as well at some point this turn.
Yeah.
Um, and he will drop DEFCON.
Yeah, I think that's the
It's a good
a
play.
good
Good
play.
plays in the laps.
Yeah.
That suggests to me that he does not have IP war in hand. And Frank
Yeah,
getting
I'm not sure. I mean, Frank doesn't really have access at all to Western Asia, so you could wait on that.
true. So Frank, I like taking Iraq, but I might have saved De Gaulle to do it. But I mean, you obviously have to take Iraq there to get presence.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could take Syria, but you want a battleground anyways.
Well, where it's interesting with France unfilled at the moment, I still think De Gaulle would be a stronger hold card than
Yeah, I mean,
Sakharov.
he could use Sock Govs for sure.
Although, based on the way Frank has his hand set up, looks like he's going to plan on holding defectors here.
Yeah, not a bad card to see if you can hold through. Then you don't have to worry about it as a headline later on.
And Derek, that's a strong, strong four op right there, taking the Middle East domination and spreading in Western Asia.
Yeah, Frank's not really going to be able to compete in Middle East right now with under the purge.
No, he's thinking about dumping the scoring, and I think that's the right play.
Yeah, not too many points right now, so it doesn't hurt too much.
Yep. Yep, and Derek working on filling battlegrounds in Asia, which makes sense. I think an op in Thailand is something that has to happen at some point in the next two ARs.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could
get a little protection there. But I mean, he's holding on to the China card, so it's not as dangerous. But you don't want it to be poked.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed about Frank is he is excellent about holding on to the China card. He will hold it the whole game if he can. So Derek cannot expect to see that.
And now I'm moving into France, so getting
The very obnoxious late turn one sock go defense. I do like that.
that I like. That I like. Takes the sting out of the USAR6.
Yeah, and Derek just goes ahead and fixes West Germany, which I think is perfectly fine there.
Yeah, he almost succeeded in that war there.
Oh, so this is interesting.
This is very interesting. You could steal France with D-stall.
It's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
And he has
could be
China's.
worth it.
Yeah, let's see. So where you would put
I mean, you would. I think you just put one in France, then take it AR1, and then let Derek get a coup. You'd have to take, I guess. You'd have to put. Well, you could put one in Chile and take Mexico, or
yeah, definitely one in Chile, one in France. Um Boy, where did the others go though? That's the problem. I have been
yeah.
burned. I think it's a perfectly good play. I've just personally been burned before by using my D-stall into early war regions. But let's see what we got here. I think this is a fun play. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a fun one.
Oh, and actually, EEU does make this a little tricky. That's why he's hesitating to pull out of both.
Yeah, I mean, you could space EU if you really want.
Yeah,
Hold deflectors or hold EU.
one Chile. So these are the obvious ones. Let's see where else he goes. I think South
Well,
Africa good.
he hasn't placed anywhere. He's placed.
France and Chile so far.
Yeah, took a little to update for me.
Yeah, I like South Africa. And then where does the fourth go?
South Africa is good because you don't really risk a coup too badly.
Well, and that's the thing because that fourth one is getting cooed, right? So
Yeah,
where
but actually, you could go to Tunisia to threaten Libya, or you
Tunisia
could just
not
place
bad
it
at
until
all. Mexico's also not bad because that's not
that's
that
one that he has access to already, so it's not a terrible one.
exactly, and it's not something where you lose. Like, say if you went to say Venezuela, then you're losing the whole top half of South America. So you definitely don't want to do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I get.
I would. I mean, that's an easy coup though.
Well, so he's given him the choice of two. Like he's only going to get one of them. Well, and then EU is going to take out East Germany.
Yes,
So
and he's
that's I think
and
he might be forgetting about that.
he's.
Or did
If
he
I was
not?
Derek, under containment, I just push right into there. Well, I guess there's still
There's Warsaw still, but yeah, no,
Warsaw, but
think he forgot about that.
even yeah, I mean, even if it's just um, it's only one country if you don't really push any further, so it's not a huge
Derek is not
miss, I
doing,
think.
and he is going to jam right into France, which is actually quite annoying for Frank. Frank
Yeah,
is just going to fix his battlegrounds here. I would suggest Derek has Truman in hand.
yeah, I
And
would definitely be worried about Truman.
with containments, that's if 3 ops or 4 ops now. So I would actually consider putting that extra op into France and not fixing East Germany here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or moving that fourth op to say Brazil or something like that to protect the top half of South America.
Yeah, make sure you get at least one of the countries if Derek decides to coup.
Yeah, Frank is all of a sudden running low on ops here. So I what what I said about the China card before might not come true this game. If Derek plows
Well,
into France again, I think it could get played.
yeah. What's going to be interesting is if DEFCON stays at 3, Frank might be able to get off a late turn CIA.
Yep.
Oh, not even using it.
Oh, wow, using a 1 op on Venezuela. So that's
That's
I guess
really
it's a 2
interesting.
op. So it was a 50-50 shot to get an op in there. Um
I would just dump the scoring at this point.
yeah, I would as well.
You're not gonna get domination with Derek being in all the Mediterranean and just needing one in Canada. Under containment, he could easily get 4 more countries.
And I was super focused on opening up the stream that I haven't been card tracking, so I'm kind of catching up on that.
Oh yeah, I have not card tracking. CNS I like. It's going to be depending on what Derek does, I guess. But
Yeah, CNS. That makes more sense after seeing Derek use a low op card to coup Venezuela. That makes me wonder if my earlier thought about him potentially having a lot of ops and going after France isn't the case.
yeah, well, there's stealing Algeria first. Yeah, that's a good play.
Makes a lot of sense. And now I think we're going to see Europe scored.
I I might have been a little tempted to play to event blockade later this turn, given some of the low ops coming out. I know he's under containment, but given a lot of the low ops coming out, I don't know if he has too much.
Yeah, I think the blockade event with D-stall not out there and decall being something that you can discard to blockade. I think I do like waiting on it.
But
That could be a nasty
D-stall,
board surprise for the U.S.
yeah, but D-stall has already been invented, and if he does have decall, he can just space it. So it's not like it's a huge deal, anyways.
Sue is not all that impactful, especially because we have seen special relationship.
Yeah. Two turns in and he's already disappointed. That's not a good sign.
His D-stall has worked out phenomenally. He's all over South America. He's got the southern part of Africa, and he's got France. So
Yeah, yeah. I think his D stall went well.
okay, so Derek had 2 4 ops, turn 1 purge, and do you remember what the second one was? It NATO or NTB?
And NTB, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, cool.
Realignments. Oh, knocks him out right away. That's rough.
Blockade to Laos. That's the place you wanted to get to at some point, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you are going to see a Columbia walk here. Um, and it's 4-3 on country count. I think he might be right about Venezuela because Derek can very easily retake that Asia domination.
Yeah,
So I think this is a good call.
6. Yeah, I mean he's got 3 more with just 3 ops that he could get.
Romanian at some point, right? I feel like that was
uh, which card? Sorry.
Romanian application.
Yes, I believe that was played first turn.
Okay, I think I might have this now.
U.S. Japan. Yeah.
Well, that's obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean he was going to jam somewhere or walk somewhere to be annoying. There's not really much he has to headline here.
No, not at all. I mean, Nasser is the only thing, but at this point, well, Nasser is actually pretty strong. It does stop a Middle East.
Nasser's, yeah, Nasser's strong, especially with the redraw of Middle East.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the headline. Normally, in a situation like this, I'd seriously consider keeping him in the deck, but he actually does some good stuff for you.
Yeah, I like this headline. I mean, what else are you gonna
The only other
headline?
thing I'd consider is Truman.
Yeah, being an empty play. Yeah.
Did we see 5-year plan at all? I don't think so.
I thought Derek played it, but I might be wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna because I'm missing some cards. Um,
Yeah,
ah,
Middle East. He did try to sneak it through.
and
I
that's
mean, he should know that Frank had Nasser. I guess
yeah.
unsure if he was going to do it or not, play it or not. I guess.
Known that
I like
Frank not
I
only
like this play.
I like this too, but he should. That Frank not only had Nasser, but of his known cards, excuse me, there weren't other great headlines. So I guess I'm a
Right?
little
Yeah.
surprised by that. I mean, we obviously don't know what's in Derek's hand.
Well, your card track, you should know some of it.
I know some of it. I know he's got Indo-Pac and Decall.
Yeah, those are bad.
I don't think we've seen Comic Con or Warsaw Pact.
We have not.
I don't think we've seen the Cambridge Five.
Don't think so either. Yeah, so he couldn't really headline any of those.
Yeah, that's true. Indo-Pac would have been decent.
Yeah, I
Dora
mean,
Morad
it's only decent if you're not thinking you're gonna. So he's gonna coup
and roll a
and
one.
roll one and doesn't even get Asia domination. I don't like that play by Derek.
Yeah, well, so UN is a redraw for Frank,
Yeah.
so he's thinking about CIA there. But yeah, with UN in hand for Frank, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you have UN and you have the China card, so you could easily get rid of, or either get rid of our whole CIA, right? So you're not really going to win on a DEFCON suicide at this turn.
Yeah, and like Frank,
But
I
with,
am surprised by this, and Derek's going to be very disappointed to see this UN CIA right now.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I think Derek would have been better taking his domination back in Asia.
Yeah, I agree because Asia was a known card. But I mean,
Yeah.
we're also looking right at the the UN with CIA, so I do get his thinking there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get he's thinking CIA, but you have the China cards you could play as well if you really need to.
Right.
Kill me in the late war. But who's
Frank's
going to
not
be
wrong about that.
pessimistic about it? Yeah, you can't be thinking like that.
And this is a nice card for Frank, although he knew it was coming with the redrawn EEU.
Yeah, yeah. So Frank's thinking the same thing that we were just discussing.
Yep. And so let's see here. Derek is I saw Panama, Mexico, and I didn't see where the other one went.
So I guess the only way that would work is if Derek has like 5 year plan that he could have done. Because I don't know how you get him
I don't think he
to
was trying to get him to DEFCON suicide that turn, just keeping the card in Frank's
keeping
hand
it
essentially to
in
keep
his
pressure
hand.
on him
Yeah,
throughout the mid war. I
yeah,
get it, but it's just really unfortunate when
yeah.
Frank's redrawn run.
I would have. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of points to give up on that because you're also going to get mill ops. So
Yeah, that's true. It's an interesting point. Like how many VPs is really hurting your opponent's hands? Like how much is that worth? Like it's
yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
because I think dominate like if he scored it now, he would have gotten another 4 points, right? And if he took Afghanistan, that would have been a fifth one.
Yes.
Yeah, so he could easily have another. Well, with Korean War, he's not going to have mill ops. Oh, and he wins it. Oh,
Yeah, Derek had playing.
that sucks. That sucks.
So I must have one of Derek's cards wrong because NORAD Cambridge 5 and Comic Con is what I have for him, which I think is wrong. It's got to be. Otherwise, you could
No,
just hold that.
no, I think that's right because he has 3 cards left. I think that's right.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
But I'm pretty sure that that's accurate.
I mean, I guess it had scored, so you didn't have to worry too much about losing the war, but
No, but you don't want to actually lose it.
I'm still a little surprised to have seen it. But we'll see. I think
Yeah.
see what's going on here. I don't
Oh,
know.
blockade. So we so
Comic Con.
Comic Con. Well, he's going to have an empty hand, so we'll see what it is.
Yeah, I think his last card is either NORAD or the Cambridge 5. One of them we saw already, and I just missed it on turn one when I wasn't tracking.
Yeah, it's all right.
I love filling up South America there. It does leave Africa vulnerable, is the only thing. Um,
Yeah, but if you can get him, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you have a
I mean,
lot
I
of
get it. Get another country down there. But if you could get a South America early score, that's just so painful for your opponent. Special relationships, so we're definitely off.
Or the Cambridge Five.
Ooh, ABM treaty. He's happy about that.
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
but you can. Oh wow,
that
that's a
sucks.
great combo.
So, what do? Go after Mexico? Go after Algeria?
The other thing, I would actually
Go after Panama?
go after Panama. I don't know that I would coup. I might protect my very limited African holdings here from getting VOA'd
Yeah, he'll be able to knock you out completely.
completely. And does he have? He does not have any card to get back in.
Well, he can coup South Africa.
He could coup South Africa. Um,
Yeah, I mean he's going to have to put 3 ops down there to do it, though.
yeah, this is interesting. So how would you? Okay. So now, if Derek wanted to get him out of Zaire, he'd have to use 3 of his VOA ops.
Yeah,
He did filling up South America, worked out very nicely because you're VOA proofed on both subregions there. Um,
yeah. I mean, for now, you're going. If he decides to mess with there, you're going to have to fill. You're going to. He's going to have to use the China card in one AR to get it back. Or I guess you. No, he'd have to use the China card.
yeah. So what do you do with this VOA? So he is still going to do that, which makes sense. And the fourth one will come out of Brazil, which I think is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine.
I think about a lone gunman event here
Just
because
to just to see what scoring cards he might have.
what he's got going on. Yeah, I mean, if Derek has one of the two between Africa, or this is also okay. You're fixing South America, going into Angola so you can counter coup.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
Well, counter coup, or is he going to coup Thailand?
He could coup Thailand for sure.
I would just take a swing at it just in case, just to see if you can do some damage.
Yeah, and it's an interesting thing because, of course, even if he just removes a couple of influence, that gives Frank the choice between cooing or fixing Thailand.
Yeah. Which if he fixes Thailand, he could steal Algeria.
And this
Let's
might be
see.
it. Or he's going for South America. Also good. And that's a
Ooh.
big six.
That's a huge roll. I don't know if he's getting that one back.
Yeah, this is interesting. I wonder about, let's see here. We're reaching for the China card because Frank, again, is running low on ops. I would love to see him, maybe a defectors play into Colombia and Zaire here to kind of, or just, okay, taking Uruguay is also fine. I do worry about getting cooed out of Angola now.
Yeah, you're going to be.
Yep.
And you have to hope he doesn't have arms race as well.
Yeah, yeah. Although I don't think, unless he was cooing with the China card, there wasn't anything to be done about that. But absolutely.
Well, it's 1 point versus 3, right?
Okay, let's see. Kitchen. This will be Angola, and another 6 for Derek. So
That's brutal. I like those 6s, but man, those are brutal.
oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
he played. He headlined ABM.
Yeah, he forgot about the ABM raise. Yeah.
There seems to be a pattern for him, forgetting what he headlines, how it affects his hand and DEF CON. Because that's how he lost with the held card, right?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
And they just into, I suppose that protects South Africa, which is now your only foothold in Africa. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Protected from being realigned.
Yeah. And I assume OAS will be the hold card. You can play Panama pretty harmlessly.
Yeah.
But that's a very nice turnaround for Derek in Africa and in
Yeah.
South America too. And there's Africa scoring. Curious that he didn't even go into Zaire there.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that Derek's got some problems in hand or obligations at the very least.
Yeah, because he could have at least spent a few ARs to try and get domination.
Right. All you'd have to do is put one into Zaire and then spread into, I always get these countries wrong, Cameroon and Saharan states. And that's dumb for you. So without much effort, honestly. So very surprised to see that. Yeah, I love this play.
Yeah, I was going to say, Derek needs to move into Cuba before this is done, but
he's thinking about, he wants to see what those obligations are. And I think that's an interesting move. Or he's just going to realign.
he's going to realign it, you know.
With it at 4, I like the Lib Theo move better because if we're thinking his hand is rough, then that move puts a lot of pressure on, whereas this one's just pretty speculative.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to event lone gunman, I think. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, the problem for Frank, of course, is he doesn't have much else. Yeah, and so that the roll unfortunately does not pay off.
Oh. Derek rolling 6s all of a sudden a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one of the problems. But it's not that.
It's not really that bad.
And yep, that's what I would do with that. Oh, I kind of liked the Botswana play. Although if you're thinking maybe another one of those problem cards could be Portuguese, then
yeah. But even if it is Portuguese, you just use it to take it again, right?
Yeah. Okay, so here's Lib Theo. That's good.
Yeah, I like that. You think Derek's going to move around to Peru and realign Chile?
Yeah, and it's interesting that he didn't.
Right now, that's going to be interesting.
Well, this is helpful for Frank. He could space OAS or just get rid of OAS since it's 2-op.
I'll just get rid of it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he'll space it. Okay.
Well,
that's an early Brezhnev.
Oh, Europe.
Okay, so there's Europe.
He's going to lose 2 points on the mill ops here.
Yeah, what's unscored? Just Central, South, and Southeast Asia. I wonder if he has another scoring card here. No, I guess
You think
not.
I don't I'd be surprised if Derek left his scoring card to the AR7.
Also, okay, so it is just another obligation in sock gloves. I do wonder if this was manageable to get that Africa Dom, though.
I think I mean, if he was fine with giving up some stuff here or there, he might have been able to, but
Yeah, and that early Brezhnev was pretty impactful too with Frank. And nobody wants Zaire.
well, that doesn't make sense for Derek to go there just yet.
Ah, that's a good. I mean, I know it's been scored, but that's still a good coup target. I do like Derek poking in Venezuela there with and I
Yeah.
didn't see the card he used. Did you see what card he used?
Here's sock gloves.
Oh, that's right. Duh. I already got that. 5-year plan Central America is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I don't know if Muslim makes too much sense.
Muslim will give you Libya if we don't see Sadat. So I get what he's
Not going to give you Libya now.
No, and in fact, he's not gonna bother with it. So you can bear trap away. I'd say nuke subs, yeah.
Yeah, nuke subs I would get rid of. Ooh, that sucks. That's rough. So he might lose South America here.
Yeah, I think
He's going to.
we just see Derek take it. Honestly,
Oh, he's going to take Venezuela first. Yeah.
yep. And OPEC's only one. Okay, so I mean, pretty darn bad considering Derek just gets to take Venezuela and then gets to take a coup as well. But
Yeah.
ultimately, you were going to space that card anyway, most likely. I think.
Yeah. This is probably on Brazil.
I think so. Oh, and it's a 5.
Yeah. So
And Frank's just got to put CMC right back in there to take that back. That's just
CNC or arms race. Yeah.
yeah. I suppose you're unlikely to get arms race off.
He's still. Well, I guess he has a coup target now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just Paraguay. You're right. Oh, and I suppose Costa Rica, but
Yeah. Those are the only two spots right now.
there's Sadat. Nothing to be done about that, unfortunately. I would like to see him take a. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, he'll set up some realigns. I like this. Derek's got to either drop the scoring or coup Columbia here.
I would just coup Colombia, right? Oh, or brush. Or brush. Oh,
Derek's brush war has not been kind to Derek lately.
Well, he spent all his 6s earlier.
He did.
Frank rubbing it in.
And Derek says Brush War is not my friend. We'll see how these real lines go for Frank. Pretty well so far.
That's good.
Those are fantastic rolls for Frank.
Oh no, that's exactly how you want it to go.
Very interesting board. Kind of surprised to see how relatively empty the Middle East and Africa are.
Yeah, yeah.
As I say that,
It starts getting filled up.
Derek fills 2 battlegrounds and overprotects Pakistan, which makes a lot of sense to me. What's the country count in Europe? Is it just 3 to 4 right now? If so, Romanian, yeah, it's Coos better.
Yeah. Well, they give up 1 point, I guess.
Yep. Okay, that's
Well, there you go. Maybe you try another coup on there and then get up 2 on the real lines.
there's Portuguese to space. So we're 5-year planning Central America, which is very sad for Derek because that is his best region. Although it's only, I think, 4 points right now.
Yeah.
And Frank wisely protecting South America from a poke here. And the third op. A lot of good choices for the third op, actually.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I mean, Derek doesn't really have access to it, though.
True. I mean, it does prevent it from, becoming a puppet's target, but.
Yeah, puppet. Yeah, that's true. Puppets. Yeah.
The one's full prevent.
That's nice for Derek.
So Derek's actually built up a decent 9 VP lead here. Frank still with South America and then Southeast in his hand. So they are red scorings out there.
Yeah. I think you go Quag, right?
Yeah, I think Quag is pretty easy here. I'm trying to see what we got here still. Yep,
Yeah,
that was the one to look for.
Oh, Hunta. So goes after. Oh, God. Realigning Chile. Interesting. Doesn't do enough. I would take a coup here first, maybe on Argentina.
Well, that's interesting because what do we have here? And Frank did play cultural at some point.
Yeah, he played cultural. Yeah, I mean, I think you could hope you knock off a lot and then fill those 2 countries back.
And so Frank's going to drop DEFCON with Zaire.
Possibly.
The one thing I do want, I mean, this is fine. I think I do want Frank to figure out a way to like get an op into Peru or to Argentina, so you can play. Oh well, that's going to help.
So yeah, that's kind of why I want like targeting Argentina, because then you might get some extra ARs.
Oh, he's going to salt for Brush War.
Brush.
For Brush War. Oh, that's just borderline cruel for Derek.
Yeah, Derek's nightmare card. Oh, well, I don't know if he's going to play it on his next AR though, depending on how this goes. Yeah. So he gets out. So I don't know if he's going to play Brushwork just yet.
I think you have to with the real line situation in Chile. Oh, and it's another one, 2 1s on Brush Wars.
That sucks. That's awful.
So the Brush Wars not exactly taking fire. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh man. So does he not have like any good cards then left?
He must not. I mean, it's a pretty blue deck here. He not a ton of ops out there though.
I would think he would could have easily taken Chile, especially with Allende already been played.
Yeah, or at least place ops in there. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll be interested to see the rest of his hand.
Yeah. I would definitely overprotect Zaire here.
Yeah, we've got DEFCON at 4. Yeah, what do you do here, Matt? I would like to be the second cooer here, the counter
Yeah.
cooer, I guess I'd say.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I would be tempted to go after Pakistan, possibly.
Pakistan's
But yeah,
interesting
I
if you
also
coup. I kind of like
sorry.
going into I said Pakistan's interesting if you coup first. I like getting an op into Cameroon here so you can threaten well, and then rolling a one's never great.
No, no, that's not. Yeah, I kind of agree with you that I'd rather be the second person to coup if you're not targeting Asia, because then that happens.
That's just enough, especially with Frank's ops here. You
Yeah,
can flip it with Che.
yeah, get some points back. That's not
Just go
bad.
ahead and score, which is fine.
Yeah, she is interesting. You can
It,
flip Zaire, or you can try and protect Chile a little bit.
yep. So there's Duck.
Yeah, so if you're doing that, why do you score South America?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Because
I mean, I guess we'll see if he's got another op to play in there, but I would be surprised if he does not. I think you space the Pope, right? Yeah,
you could just repair the Pope. It
yeah,
depends
but
how you
then
want to handle Usuri.
yeah, I mean, you have Usuri, but if you space the Pope, you don't trigger solidarity. I don't know.
Yeah, so he's going to give China up, which I think, and then he's going to space the Pope, which makes sense. And then, yep, you're going to want to
But
open those.
yeah, you wouldn't space the Pope first and then play Usuri.
Yeah, I probably would actually. Especially, you're basically giving up Chile here.
Chad agrees that he should be spacing the Pope. Yeah, because you're giving China card early, so he's got 2 ARs to think about it instead of just one.
Yep. Yeah, so there's South America fought to a draw.
And that's going into Chile. See, I don't get that series of play. I don't get why he gave up the 4 points.
Yeah, I'd be interested to to hear that. So then we do have a space of the Pope, as we were expecting.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. They're saying with Poland and East Germany only have four. Pope is pretty bad right now with war. No, Warsaw hasn't been invented yet, has it? I
It
don't.
has
Oh no,
been.
it has. It has been. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. See, I don't get why Derek did not go for Chile first and then
Well,
score America.
with duck in hand, I agree because I think Frank still would have cooed
Yeah.
and he would have gotten it. And Frank's going to get the China card right back. I think Derek has a couple problematic cards, even though there aren't that many left
But
in the.
but I mean, it's not really. I mean, he can space with a two op. So how bad could it be? Like even if he's spaced on AR7, which is I get not ideal, but if you get a neutral South America score, who really cares?
Yeah, and that wasn't the most effective poke there of North Korea.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets South Korea or North Korea, I mean, I guess that works. But
Well, and he does have some ops in his hand. Matt, I'm going to run through Derek's hand. Let me know if any of these cards have been played.
uh,
Nixon,
yeah,
Omid,
yeah,
Puppets,
yeah,
Alliance for Progress,
yeah,
U.S. Japan, How I Learned to Stop Worrying, Missile Envy, and Purge, and one unknown.
yeah. That sounds right to me. I forget when U.S. Japan was initially played, but that sounds right. I think it was turn two.
I think it was turn two as well.
Man, so let's see. So uh, Willie Brandt, and you try and take it.
Uh no, but just what else can he really do, unfortunately?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't really do U two, I guess, right?
You could, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? You're just getting one VP off of U2, and it's an extra op to use. Um,
Yeah,
so Derek's got some strong headline choices here. He could purge. He could do missile envy.
yeah, and the purge is a strong one, as chat was saying, because grain is now unspaceable.
Grant and rear guard. Yep.
Yeah,
And you don't want to space NORAD or shuttle because then you succeed, and then you're just stuck with grain.
yeah,
So yeah, this is one of those situations where your opponent has a strong hand and knows, I believe, 8 of your 9 cards, and that's just not going to be a great situation.
yeah. This is not going to be a good turn for Frank. I think here you probably got a coup Zaire.
Queen Zaire is good. My only thought there is that US Japan then walks. So I said that North Korea poke wasn't that effective, but all of a sudden it could give
Yeah,
him,
I mean, I guess you could take North Korea and then give up, but then you're giving up a coup in South America, most likely.
which is overprotected. Like I think you gotta I
I
think you
mean,
got
yeah,
locked into North Korea here.
it's overprotected, but if you use a four op, I mean, it's not
Oh,
that protection might not hold up.
you're definitely right. It's a big deal if you lose it, but if you
Yeah,
take the coup, you're going to be dominated in Asia.
usually, yeah.
So I think I retract what I said about the North Korea poke. It worked out nicely.
Yeah, it still steals you a coup, that's for sure. Yeah, that's interesting.
I like that.
Protects our year, I guess.
protects Zaire, and it's left him. He doesn't have a ton of ops here, but he's got U.S., Japan, and Alliance. Although Alliance is for the event. That's 4 VPs.
Yeah, no, you have to event that. I mean, if you event it, you're pretty much bordering um war games territory.
Yep, absolutely.
Um
And Derek,
Gunman was played by Frank, and it's been reshuffled back into the deck. So it's either Derek's one unknown, but probably unlikely since you just cooed.
yep, and Nixon there. Yeah, that was a known card, so Frank saw that coming, but still, that's rough because now you're gonna have to give up rear guards.
Yeah, yeah, that's
He's saying he should have played China right away. Yep.
yeah,
Um. Yeah, that's never fun when your opponent is just like, "Yep, you're in trouble."
yeah.
Um.
I'm just able to. Yeah, that this is not going to go well.
No. Also, interestingly, might see Derek use US Japan to place at least one into Japan, or actually all three into Japan to break domination. So Derek sneakily, if he's a venting alliance here, actually doesn't have that many ops.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah, because the others are like 1 and 2 ops, right? Well, but you can use.
He's got Omit, Puppets, Missile
Yeah,
Envy,
well,
US Japan, Alliance for Progress, and an unknown card.
yeah. So actually, he should do Missile Envy, right? Then this game's over.
Uh
Because if he does Missile Envy, if he the only card he can't take is Grain Sales, and he wins the game.
no, Missile Envy would take Che or
Oh,
Shuttle.
but then it gives him it. I always forget that.
Yeah. So Missile, and I think Che and Shuttle are both known cards. So Derek, I think Derek didn't, and I think Indopac, or pardon me, not Indopac, Independent Reds was Frank's unknown card to Derek, I believe. So he
I
knows
think
these 5 cards. So he knows he's not getting anything great with Missile Envy.
yeah. Whenever I think about how to, I always forget that it goes into their hand, so it doesn't drop a card size, hand size.
Right, right. And that cultural, I believe that was Derek's redraw, and that was a nice
Yeah,
one with the China card now in hand.
yeah, that was a redraw. So with cultural out of the game now, kind of, or pretty much. I don't know if there's a way for him to get China back.
No, it's firmly in Derek's control now. Yeah, we've actually seen so both of the US cards were evented and cultural is in the discard pile.
So
Um,
going back to your U.S. Japan comment, as Frank, would you just? I guess he would have just invented if you place some ops in there,
right. Then he'd just play it for the event. So
so it saves you an op somewhere else. But so yeah, that's not really worth it, I guess.
and yep, he does spend 3 there, which makes a lot of sense. Oh, and it'll make NORAD active. That's fun.
Yeah, well, only one op. I mean, it's
Oh no, definitely a great call. And that was a Quagmire's already
yeah.
been played too, so that's going to be around for a while. No,
Well, it's gonna be around for the rest of the game, unless if
for
like
the game.
Sakovs gets played again or something. But yeah, if he had 5 year plan redraw would have ended the game. That's a card that would have done it.
Yep.
So this is
I actually like the early give of rear guards here? Because presumably, although the problem is Derek knows that you have Che, so maybe you're not going to get anything good for Che to use.
No, you're not going to. It's going to go into Nigeria and then Southeast Asia.
Yep. So all of a sudden, this board is looking rather blue.
Well, it's not. I don't know if it's looking blue. It's looking rather neutral everywhere. Asia's neutral. Europe is neutral. South
That's
America
true.
is.
Literally no downs on the board.
There are no. Yeah. Then this is going to hurt. He's got a coup.
You have to get mill ops, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I like Paraguay first. Doesn't even get
failed on your first, so he doesn't even get the second one. Yeah, he had no the options, so that's just
at least he gets both mill ups.
Moment event here. I assume we'll see Puppets AR7 and then Missile Envy held for a potential headline for Derek next turn.
Potentially, yeah. So let's see. Middle East is even. Asia's even. I guess Africa and okay, Romanian, Cambridge, UN, Olympic Games. All right.
Always nice to get Olympic Games out when you're going to be eventing Missile Envy later. But that's a pretty tame omit there.
Yeah, that wasn't too exciting. Oh. So he won. Okay. So now he has to hold grain sales.
Yep. Puppets gives, we said there were no DOMs. Now there's two.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say Africa. Yeah. While he was doing the omen, I was going to say Africa and Central can easily go to Derek. And then Middle East either can end up neutral or go to Frank.
Yeah, and I don't know, like you said there, Matt, I don't know about that space move.
Yeah, but I mean, I get what he's thinking. If you event it, then both Asia and Middle East are issues for you if they score. Well, not Middle East just yet, but Asia would be. So knowing he's playing CIA, do you get rid of grain sales so you can't have any issues? There's no real bad card you're giving up, really. And he's going to know all your cards anyways after the headline.
I don't know about Europe. He might just repair.
Yeah. Chad pretty much saying this, what we said about shuttle is just hugely problematic for Frank last turn. I would assume he's cooing somewhere with this, right?
You'd think. Could coup Mexico or something like that. Could also coup Colombia. I don't think it's worth it to just put an op in West Germany to save that VP.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a good play. I mean, one op for one VP is as good as you're going to get, pretty much.
He could also, if he's near War Games range, he could also just put an op into the UK because I believe that's at 5 right now, and Frank is going to have to give special here, which is NATO affected, so you would want
Yeah,
to just poke the UK.
yeah, yeah. But he dropped DEF CON. Um, but yeah, giving up special here. Um,
Yeah, I like that. You want to do that while you
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Frank is in some has some issues right now trying to get points.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, and where do you get point sources?
Well, I mean, he's getting a point in Europe, right? Or he's getting 2 points in Europe right now. Asia should be completely zero. He's getting a point in Middle East, so that's three. South America is zero. So he has to neutralize Central America and Africa somehow. But even with only +3, I don't know.
Yeah, so France is looking overwhelmingly communist at the moment after that play of De Gaulle.
Yeah, with it where it was already at, it wasn't like it was going to go back to there pretty easily, anyways.
Yeah, you got to just dump the scoring here. I think you don't want to have him start attacking your battlegrounds. I don't know if he would, but you can't really deal with it if he does.
Yeah, yeah. Space track is another place for points.
I actually would have gotten rid of Star Wars quickly. I mean, but we haven't seen it, but one small step would lose you the game right now potentially
Hmm,
because it would
yeah.
actually
Well,
start.
no, we saw one small step.
But it's not a start event, right? Like, and it wasn't played on turn
Oh,
7.
yeah, it would come back. Yeah, yeah.
So he actually needs to dump Star Wars quick. Although I assume Derek would have played that by now if he had it. But
Maybe. I mean, this is the first turn in late war, so you're not. Or yeah, he knows he has Star Wars. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, I think we've seen it already.
well, no, he wouldn't know. You were right the first time. He wouldn't know Star Wars, but oh no, because he had CIA. Yes. Okay, never
No,
mind.
he did CIA. Yeah.
So he would have definitely played that over to Gaul because that just wins you the game. Well, it doesn't win you the game. He has to space successfully too. Oh, look at this.
Well,
Let's see how this
but
goes.
2 points. This is 2 points for Frank, and it's a fail. So that's a good 2 points there. If he I guess the only card he can space is Iron Lady. So if he spaces and hits, he's in the lead now.
Yeah.
Do you, as Frank, start filling up West Germany?
I don't with Europe already scored. I think he's just got other things to do. I would like a okay, doing some work in Africa. This threatens two
Yeah,
battlegrounds.
well, but he did it for the mill ups.
He needs mill-ups. He needs to grab Syria. That's a couple VPs. He needs to coup Guatemala to get presence in Central America and also
And
very
get rid of the
temporarily.
domination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those to me are his two biggest priorities, I think.
Well, so Guatemala and what was the first one you said?
Syria.
Syria. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah. Yeah. Overprotecting and getting West Germany back. Yeah. He needs to take Botswana now.
Now, all reasonable things. We're going to see. Okay, so Frank's fighting in Africa, which is an unscored region. And
Oh,
that's a great 6 because that sets up 2 realigns for him.
yeah, Algeria and Nigeria. Algeria is not as nice because he has adjacency still, but
Yep.
yeah.
I would think Derek follows with a coup.
Oh,
Oh,
there's war games. So he was right on the border there.
he was right there and just couldn't get there. But I mean, Derek does have a lead on the board, so I think that's okay to not play for war games.
Yeah.
And he went to
Ivory Coast and Tunisia.
Tunisia makes sense. Four
Yeah.
optic uses both of those rail lines and takes Dom back.
I wonder if he went to Tunisia if he has Muslim revolution.
Oh, he could, but I think it did just protect Algeria as well. Yeah, I love the Guatemala coup. That's the thing that needs to happen at some point. There you go. There's a nice roll.
So with so the Central America is 2 points for Derek. That's yep, that's a good play. Cuban, I think you just take that, and then take Syria. Get a domination.
Yeah, you got to get your Dom as opposed to playing Israel. Okay.
Well, I'm actually okay with going for Israel as well. It won't get you a Dom just yet, but it will guarantee you pretty much can keep your Dom if you get it.
There's Missile Envy finally. That was 6 back in Guatemala.
That's a little rough.
Okay, there's Syria. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where do these other two go?
I mean, you started filling up Israel. You can keep going in there, or you could go somewhere in Asia.
You go somewhere in Asia. You could. I was gonna say a Mediterranean country, but that's just too easy to deal with.
Yeah.
I kind of think if you're placing here, I think it's Israel. The only other choice would maybe be Botswana. I don't think there's anything to poke effectively. Yeah, I think
you need a. Chat's saying that Iron Lady should be spaced because of the victory point.
Yeah, that's also true.
And I thought they're saying the discard, but I thought the discard was a few more away, not the one after this one.
Yeah, if he hits the space, then he would have the. Oh, that's unfortunate. He would have the.
Is it the one after the 3
The one after, but like if he had hit that space, then he would have a 2/3 shot to be able to discard Grain Sales this turn.
Yeah.
His hand isn't great, but it's not horrible either.
Yeah, I mean, I like Portuguese and then cooing Angola.
Yes, I like that too. Only
he gets nuke subs back. That's unfortunate.
That's quite unfortunate, but you can do that AR7 and do something obnoxious like poke Mexico or something.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world. You would have loved to see Iran-Iraq war in Derek's hand, actually, because of flower power.
Yeah, but not if you actually lost the country.
That's true, but it's not you rolling, Matt, because it'd have to be a 6. So
that's true.
I guess actually Iran would only have to be a 5.
Oh, that's right. I always forget this about nuke subs. He can use it and get rid of grain.
Yeah,
good call on.
Also very true.
Derek wants to play 8 cards this turn. I would think about terrorizing him at some point.
Other thing
I would still.
I like your Portuguese plan. The only other thing you can do now that you see that he's not doing anything there is you could dump Asia's scoring, but I think Portuguese and then cooing Angola is a strong play here.
Yeah, I like that better because then you can neutralize Africa. Asia is probably not going to go to Derek as a Dom, so I'm not as worried about that. Right, I wouldn't be worried about that right now in headline, but I would definitely want to try and neutralize Africa on this thing here.
Yeah.
Be right. I don't know. I don't know, Chad. I don't think Derek's getting beat right now. Yeah, he's also thinking about that issue up in Europe.
Terrorism's also interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but you could do that like at any point in the game or in this turn.
Well, and I almost like waiting because then you can see what combo. Oh, and that would have been a. Yeah. Oh well. Because if you did
Right.
that late in the turn, like he's obviously going to prepare some sort of combination turn AR7 and AR8, so you could maybe
You
dump
could,
that
you
card.
could, yeah, you can do it AR6, AR7, and really try and foil it then.
Yep. And going for Zaire here is good. That sets up some real lines. Derek will have to fill Botswana.
Yeah, I just think Botswana should have been filled by Frank. So do you go?
There it is. And where does the obnoxious NORAD app go? There's actually not a ton of great places, like maybe Saudi Arabia, especially if Derek has Middle East scoring in hand.
Saudi, yeah, Saudi, um, North Korea, Venezuela or Brazil.
Congratulations on your op in a battleground, Derek. Surprise op.
Just, yeah, Derek is playing as the U.S. We're watching Frank's side as the USSR. Everybody's forgetting what they played in the headline now.
Yeah.
So which country do you think he's going to place it in?
Well, Saudi, if he has the scoring, or I mean, okay, are you going to do this? Because you're getting the AIs.
And then since he has,
That's real unfortunate because Asia's an unknown card too, and he doesn't have ops to deal with it. Oh boy, very nice play by Derek there.
Yeah, you could do ask not, but that's ooh. I don't think a 2-op is going to protect this.
I don't either, but I think you have to use. I don't think you can do the AR2 ask not. It's rough, right?
That's yeah. I mean that. Well, yeah. I don't know how much Derek would be. I guess we'll see his hand as he plays it. I don't know how much he's going to be discarding though, because he wants to play 8 cards, right? So it's not like there's a card he's that shy like worried about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you might be able to get away with preventing it, but yeah, who knows? I don't see this. I don't see this working.
No, and all of a sudden, remember that whole thing where we said there were no DOMs? Yep, there's about to be, I believe, 4 of them for Derek now.
Yeah, and this, well, the third one's going to go away once he fixes Europe, so it's going to be 3. But
sure,
this would have all been prevented if, well, I guess the coup would still be AR1. So
yeah, and there has been an opposite advantage for Derek. Frank's right about that.
yeah. I mean, there's I mean, the game is great with a theme and everything, but there is a lot of randomness in how it can be played out.
Yep. So
yeah, I like realigning
Zaire, yeah, right. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
And then your secondary target. Nigeria or Algeria are both even. Is there anything you can do that's better? I don't think so. Okay, that
Yeah,
worked out fine.
that works out fine. I don't really think so. I mean, maybe Panama, but not really.
Yeah, I think that was fine. So race, and I just got to dump two ops into there with Portuguese makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I like that play. And then,
And I do think we should just dump Asia AR5, and then you got to do. I think the chat had a good call. Nuke subs AR6, and then grain sales AR7. Although then
yeah,
again, you're also losing, so maybe you just risk it and hold on to grain sales into turn 10.
yeah. I mean, it's only one more turn you have to hold it through. So,
And terrorism is gone.
and this, if he held on to it with Iranian hostage coming out, this would have really screwed him. I mean, I guess he could optionally play the eighth card, right? Or no? Does he? How does? Do you have to play it?
It's an optional thing, yeah.
It's an optional, yeah. So he could really have messed up Derek's plan late turn with holding on to terrorism.
Yeah. Oh, but this is so now, yeah, I think you have to spend the three ops.
You have to with him going into East Germany. I think you needed to take that at some point earlier.
Yeah, I suppose in hindsight, I liked the realigns of Zaire, but in hindsight, maybe that would have been, yeah, just a nightmare couple of turns here. Really from turn
Yeah.
7 on for Frank. Lid Theo. Oh,
Oh, and he had
so
lone
that North
gunman.
Sea oil was not showing strength. That was just really what he could headline.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And that S not, oh, wow.
I mean, I agree I agree with playing it how he did. I mean, you figured he had some good cards, but I think waiting on terrorism later on would have been better.
Yeah, that North Sea oil headline ended up being, I don't know if it was intended to be such, but it ended up being a heck of a bluff by Derek. That worked out very well for him.
I don't know if it intended to be. I mean, I guess he could have done Reagan,
But I'm
but
not seeing it. There's no other headlines here, really, though. So
yeah,
I think
Reagan wouldn't have gotten. Yeah, Reagan would not have gotten many points. So yeah, I think that's the only headline he could have done. Like you were saying, I
so.
still I still think he should have held on to terrorism. I mean, I I get saying it now is even better since he played Iranian, but I do think if you could have played it and somehow not hit Lone Gunman with your two cards, this game would have been in Derek's hand.
Well, and then what happened with?
I mean, Frank's hand.
Yeah, I'm a little like what? Okay. um. Well, yeah, you're holding grain sales through now.
Yeah, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, time. Yeah, I think this since he lost, he's going to lose Poland here. This game is and with the North Korean Pope, um, this game is over.
Yeah, with getting loan. Oh, well, that's a nice.
And with ABM.
And he gets
Oh
NORAD
my,
too.
oh my gosh. With a
We'll
six
go into
on that.
Poland, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
this
not?
is with Lone Gunman not in known to not be in Derek's hand. I think that I don't see a path here for Frank.
No, there's no path here.
Oh my!
Well, some of these could have been redraws off of Asnot, right?
Oh yeah, I think they both were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
did he have Aldrich to dump? I don't. I wonder if that was a redraw, or
oh,
not a redraw, but a draw.
so
That's not.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what he drew off Asnot, but if he had Aldrich this whole time, I mean, Lone Gunman's not really an issue, anyways.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
so Aldrich was not. So he did have Aldrich with Lone Gunman. So maybe he wasn't too worried about it.
No, he must not have been.
But yeah, Junta and ABM on the redraw. I mean, it's like, how did you not also get Brush War on that? So he's got 5 of the 6 nominations.
And this hand sucks.
This isn't, yeah, this is not a good hand. And this could be in Europe. Oh no, he's still got France.
Well, but Derek needs to have some fun and at least go for those France real lines. See what you can get.
Well, he could. I mean, he could really hit it because he's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up
Actually,
4, right?
In all seriousness, he's going to be +1 in East Germany and +4 in France. So with he'd have to get a big roll on East Germany first, but
yeah,
that's doable. And yeah, absolute garbage hand here for Frank.
yeah. So this whole hand from turn 9 is even more reason why I like the late turn terrorism instead of the headline. I mean, I did not know that up front, but looking back on it, I think my call while we were discussing the headline during the headline, I think was the right call.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he hadn't played terrorism, I wonder if Derek would have not played the hostage crisis though.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of cards there that he dumped to Asnot that I don't think he wanted to play either.
Yeah, that North Sea oil headline worked out fantastically.
Yeah.
It showed strength when actually his hand was very weak, and Frank Asnotted it away. Oh, he does get
only a 2 on a +4. Jeez, those are some
rolls.
Those
weren't
are
great actually.
no, those were bad rolls. And now they're complaining about Derek's 2023 graphic.
Oh, I like that one.
I like it. Craig liked it. Tim's giving him crap because it's not that year yet.
Yeah, and Frank's just gonna kind of not get controlled in Europe, which seems good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, I think he's right to take 2 out of Libya, even though he doesn't have access, because he's not going to spend the 3 ops to take Egypt back. So might as well make Derek spend 2 to take the battleground to repair it. Although take one out of Israel and
yeah, and get yeah, and really cement your domination, I guess there.
yeah.
I agree with Tim, and I hate agreeing with Tim. Oh, he finally made a decision. Okay, that's good. There's a huge time discrepancy between their 2 counters.
Oh, there is.
Stop lying, Tim. 23 seizures. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, but this will cement the South American dom for Derek.
No, I mean, I get it. He just and it triggers NORAD.
NORAD.
All right, just use like solidarity, take France, and take it.
Yeah, you actually do want to get solidarity out of your hand, legitimately.
Yeah, because the pub could still be evented.
Yeah, I think because he was spaced on turn 6, right? So he's out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he's out there. Yeah. I mean, Poland's not in your
Oh, there you
favor.
go.
Yeah, there he
There you
goes.
go.
Poland's not in your favor, so you're not going to get it. But
Oh yeah, I guess what does it matter really? But it's still.
I mean, if you think you can poke it or something, AR7, you don't want to just give them free ops, I guess.
Yeah.
This is yeah, that's what, 5, 3, 4. How
I
many?
think.
4 points, yeah. Negates the we will bury you points.
Yuri's gonna coup. Okay, sure. I mean, you gotta make an attempt.
Rolls gets a 6 on that one. Yeah, I mean, if you can try to realign Venezuela, right? So maybe
Yeah, I mean, it's something to do.
something to do.
Five.
He knocks him out of Costa Rica.
The critical Costa Rica roll goes well.
Hey, but it went better than the Che rolls or roll.
There was just the one, unfortunately, and Derek will now be grabbing the Central America control here.
Yeah,
Sure.
I would realign Venezuela.
Oh, that didn't go so good.
Jeez.
Neither did that one.
That goes awfully for Frank.
Well, Frank, get these rolls out of the way now because you'll need them in a different game more.
Yeah, he's going to have to space, duck, and cover.
Glasnost.
Oh, jeez. And
Oh, no.
and NORAD again.
And NORAD again.
Breaking France. Derek is not sorry. Don't believe his baloney. Derek is not sorry with this.
So that's a down for Frank. There you go.
Hey, there we go. 4 points. That negates the Africa dom. So he really nets 3 points off of the we will bury you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with Frank.
Yeah, since turn 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that statement. All right, space, duck, and cover.
And miss.
Oh, he failed it. Oh, that's too bad. That could have had this score. Let's see. So one.
Derek throwing up in Cuba. And then what you do, you jam something with the China card. It doesn't really matter. Poland, Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's have access to Mexico, right?
So this is gonna be. No, why would he invent it?
Because it's fun.
Oh, here's another 2 points. So if he made the space roll, it'd be 1 point to Derek's favor right now.
Yeah, but Derek's got 16 points in the America.
Yeah, he's got 2 controls and he's got 2 controls and 3 doms.
Actually, I think you realign Angola, but that's good.
Yeah. Try it again, I guess, right?
Sure. Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. I mean, he doesn't have enough time to fill it back or to take it.
Oh, another good one.
Yeah. Okay. This is it's some fun. It's not going to do anything, but it's fun.
OPEC is not playable because of I forgot the name of the card, but so 28 on the board for Derek. So that was a close game.
Yeah, close game. It's North Sea oil. You're thinking.
Yep. Close game headed into the late war there, but then things really turned there, and Derek Miller gets the win. And he will finish second in this year's Illinois tournament. Matt, you got any final thoughts on this one?
No, it just was a brutal ending. Rush wars were failures. Was nice to see some of those hit. Huh?
for 3 on those, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, there was a couple plays I think could have gone differently, but it was a good game up until the late war.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us and going to do it for the Illinois tournament in 2022. Thank you all for watching and have a good night.